friends, how are you doing? It's July 16th. What a day in the market. We're on to something here. This is a it's taking a lot of work. But this is a good day. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about Big Bear. We're going to talk about Palantir. God, I'm excited about these stocks. I mean, this has been such just a push of labor and everything, and we're going to break it down. There's so much good news going on right now with these two stocks, and friends, I hope you're well. I really do mean that. I can't thank enough for clicking on this video and listening to me yap my gums here. And two, thank you so much for everyone subscribing to Dillon with Money channel. Two, very original. It's got almost 500 subs. That's insane, and I'm enjoying talking about other stocks on that channel. That's kind of what I'm using for, to talk about other stocks, maybe some different plays out there. So friends, let's get into it. Let's go. Let's do this. So FOMO, you've heard me say this before. FOMO can make you a lot of money in the market, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I think too, I saw this transition in the market right around the AMC GameStop moment in the market. That was a defining pivot in the market right there, because first of all, we had just unleashed, like, the floodgates of all these new investors came into the market, and a lot of them, they were betting, they were making, they were just buying certain stocks because someone was telling them to. But the thing was, we saw a shift in the market. But what we saw a lot more things just get, where everyone had the stock market in their pocket, with Robinhood, Webull, I mean, these other trading platforms. I mean, most banks now, they're trying to make trading platforms. So with that too, the market has become much more aggressive. We have more investors in the stock market than we ever have in history. I mean, it's insane. So saying that, the volume, everything goes up every year with more stocks, and stocks get, eaten up at a faster rate now. So two, with that, FOMO has really pushed itself into the market even more. I see this every year with the market, where the progression of, the hype, the FOMO, chum in the water, just increases, where we see stocks just run to, like, and this is why we keep breaking these new records in the market with the S&P, NASDAQ, all this, and, even just, basic individual stocks. So FOMO can make you a lot of money. There's nothing wrong with it, because, I remember what I was trying to really get at too with what I said was, I remember before that when I would talk about FOMO, that, FOMO, and I haven't seen this comment in a while, but, FOMO, when I used to say that back then, people go, you shouldn't say that. That's not true. That's really bad. I think a lot of people know now, like, if there's chum in the water, blood in the water, investors are going to swim towards it, and they're going to start going crazy. And, that's where we look at Big Bear right now, especially. So the FOMO craze right now with Big Bear, it's on. It is 100% on. But now we've turned here with Big Bear to where we are seeing another. I fully believe we're seeing another staircase being made here, which is so encouraging and so good. So let's go right into it here. But first, look at this. Look at these two articles that came out today. I mean, I don't really believe you should invest in stocks off of articles, but I do like to read and see what's going on with, like, the zeitgeist of what's individual stocks. And obviously Big Bear is getting positive articles every day. I mean, they're getting tons. But look at these two. These are two separate articles from two separate magazine, I don't know what we call this now, but Big Bear is a $21 stock price wishful thinking or future reality? Is BigBear.ai stock heading to $20? Holy friggin' smokes. That's crazy. That's not just, me saying, or somebody on YouTube, like, putting our neck out there and going like, God, I believe it's going $20. Now we've got articles saying this. This is nuts. But, and there's good reason why they're saying that. So we're going to get into that. Let's talk about it. I'm on my fourth cup of coffee. Let's go. So to break down what I have written out here. So on the left here, this blue square here where it says first half. So that right there, this is like 4 weeks ago, where we started to see, before July 4th. That all happened essentially before really, July, right down the middle. I think it ended like July 5th. But that situation really started to pick up, and that was a leg that came off Big Bear being destroyed earlier in the year. So Big Bear, very first moments of this year, ran to $10 and some change. Then we had the whole market sell-off. Deep sea, tariffs, everything, shambles, S&P sell-off. And now, since then, the market's had this V-shaped recovery. Stocks followed along, and stocks that were getting pushed high for whatever reason, FOMO, Big Bear falling into that category. And just because I'm using FOMO and Big Bear in the same sentence, I'm not talking bad about Big Bear whatsoever. It's good. We'll take it. We need it. Okay, I'm going to explain more. So this first block here, this blue block right here, this was the first big leg up. This was the $4, $5, $6, $7, and we'll just cut it right there at the 8 and some change last Tuesday, I believe. So since then, we've had this sell-off, but this has been a very healthy sell-off with Big Bear. I mean, this is so good. So right in the middle now, with we found the land here with this white wording. I think we found the new ground here with Big Bear. So this is really encouraging here. It's only Wednesday. We've still got 2 trading days here, but this is really encouraging. You know, Big Bear did not even make it to the 5s when it sold off here last week. So that is really, really encouraging. You know, Monday, Tuesday, today, Wednesday have been phenomenal. Today was a phenomenal day with Big Bear. It held this $7 position, and soon as market opened, it shot up to almost $7.50, and that's amazing. We've seen Big Bear do this before. This is nothing new. Big Bear, this is kind of how Big Bear's been rolling. It does one of 2 things, it seems to be at this point. Big Bear, when the gates open, it literally busts the gate open, it runs out, and you either go with it or you don't. You've got to catch it and know when to sell it if you're short trading it here. And obviously I'm talking to short traders, I'm talking to day traders, I'm talking to swing traders, I'm talking to long-term traders. I'm playing a little bit of everything. I'm going to be totally honest with you, so I hope that doesn't make anybody upset, but I think there's many ways to play Big Bear right now, to really build up a position, to really just pack, compound a position, right, and make a big old chunky position of Big Bear going into the future here. So, Big Bear, phenomenal day. I mean, the worst we had here was at $6.93. Holy freaking smokes, that's great. So with that, now the question is, okay, Big Bear's found this new land. Okay, so is Big Bear just going to stay at this this I don't know, high $6 range and start to chip away at this new staircase? Is this new staircase forming into $8, $9, double digits? Here we come. $10, $11, $12. I don't think that's that crazy. Listen, we've already had Big Bear at almost $11. So what do we know? We know that people are more than willing, for at least at one day they were, to pay for Big Bear at $10. Okay, we've seen it. It's in. And listen, now we've got freaking articles coming out saying, hey, Big Bear might go to $20. And then another article comes out and says, hey, actually Big Bear might go to $21. What's going on here? So with that, you're starting to see the FOMO. You're seeing the frenzy going here more than already what's been happening. So right now, I look at we're just in this middle ground where I think bigger decisions are going to start to be played out here with Big Bear. Big Bear closed the day out here at this $7 position. This is fantastic. Now, obviously, I want to bring the double-edged sword, and I'll be a little negative. Of course, we could see some tidal waves. Who knows? Jerome Powell, Trump, they're going at it. This is a back and forth market here, but nonetheless, believing in Big Bear, I believe Big Bear's really proven itself here that it's not playing around. That investors they're pushing in. They want to be a part of it. And the higher Big Bear goes to a new position, we see mass sell-off, trickle back down to new position. Listen, Big Bear's got quarterlies here coming up in, less than I don't know, 13 trading days, 2 weeks here. With that, is they can even show hints of that they are doing the right movement here towards better quarterlies, which I think they are. I don't know if they're going to execute this quarterly. I don't know if it's going to be like they passed it, but it's going to be darn close. It should be close with all this compounding of these deals and partnerships that they've accumulated here, even since November of 2024 here, when they got that big, almost $200 million contract from the government. That was the first big one that got started, and that's how it all kind of just started to unfold here. So Big Bear is very in this. It's in a special place right now, man. Be excited, man. If last week, if you were buying Big Bear at that low six, so last week if you were buying Big Bear at that low $6 position, man, you're in some heavy dev. You're in some profit right now. Okay, I would dare to say if you started with a clean slate, maybe you just picked up some shares. The thing right now is what's very special too, on top of all the already special stuff with Big Bear, it's still a very affordable stock, 100%. Very affordable to most general investors. Now, obviously, this isn't 4 weeks ago when we were buying this at $3, $4. Okay, it's picked up here a little bit. It's costing a little more money. It's a little bit of a more expensive swing trade if you're doing that, day trade, whatever you're doing here. But nonetheless, the volume is what's so attractive here too to the day traders, swing and listen, I know people, because I see it, man. People are like, these freaking day traders, they swing traders. Listen, we need them. We need everyone in this. You need the day traders. You need the swing traders. You need the short-term traders. You need the long-term traders. Everyone's working this out together here. Listen, there's many ways to play this at multiple paces here. So right now, I am super charged and super excited about what is unfolding. But listen, we could be going into a reality right now that Big Bear is chipping away at the next leg. This could be the next run that's unfolding here. Obviously, quarterlies are going to make a huge difference whichever way we're going here. There's probably going to be the pace is going to pick up next week because we're going to be much closer to quarterlies. And, there's a lot of, are we going to pass quarterlies? How good are we going to pass quarterlies? Or are we going to, not pass quarterlies, but how much are we not going to make it? And it's wild to read these articles now because it's really weird because these articles are saying what essentially what I've been saying since November kind of here is that Big Bear is very much in this realm of, I think everyone is looking at it as like the ace up the sleeve right now. It's almost like a little bit of a lottery ticket because not only does the futures of the company look promising, where it's going, the change around the straight line down of replacing people, putting new people in a position here. And there's been a shift in business, obviously, here, but two, fundamentally, where the stock market has found itself with this president, the bill that just passed, what was in the bill, the very much the three elements that the market is looking at right now: AI, security, defense. Those are very hot topics in the stock market. Now you can break those down even more into, security stocks, drone stocks, software stocks, but those all go into the threefold element of, what investors are really looking for in the market here. And two, with these articles, because I was skimming through them, they're saying like, well, Big Bear stands a lot of chance to get maybe another government contract this year. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that, now that this bill has passed, and I sound like a broken record, obviously, but I think it's what we're all, I know it's what we're all thinking. It's what we're all seeing. And it's why, and listen, no one's here. Before I say what I'm going to say this. This isn't to be mean. I've said this, but, I don't think anyone's here buying Big Bear because they're like, Big Bear, it's, they're making the right moves. They're a good company. It's just, I believe in the company. Yeah, all that lovey-dovey stuff, that's great. That's good. But what we're really looking at here, the structure, the skeleton of what's been going on here, what we could see transform into Big Bear more is all of that. Yeah, it's a great company. Yeah, blah, 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 kissy. What we're looking at is the fact that fundamentally it's received all these government contracts. Okay, that's what we're looking at here first and foremost, because what is that going to do? That's going to push revenue into a whole new stream. Plus, there's still a lot of time left in the year. Plus, Trump just got his big old bill passed with a load of money pushed into defense, which went into tech, software, security, defense, all that kind of stuff. Big Bear is in all, it has its hand in all of those categories. All of those categories. So listen, I'm not really like a gambler, although I mean I guess I'm kind of gambling on Big Bear that it's going to get more deals here. I would be willing to say Big Bear still stands a chance to really pick up the pace here even more, getting some deals. What I really want, and I'll say this, not I'll shut up and go talk about Palantir for a minute here, but kind of what I'm hoping here is, what we saw transpire with Palantir about two years ago, okay, maybe a year and a half ago, and this isn't me comparing Palantir and comparing Big Bear. This is not that conversation. What I'm talking about is that 2.5 years ago, Palantir was still, even then, a very unique stock. It was doing good on quarterlies, making decent money. Still wasn't well known. Was a complete underdog. Was trading around a $6, $7, $8 on a really good day, $10 on a whoa, holy smokes day, but still struggling fundamentally to get to a double-digit number. But what we saw transpire in Palantir, and I guess this will work out because I'm going to go right into Palantir. But what we saw with Palantir then is that Palantir started to receive government contracts, okay? But I'm not really focusing on the government contracts so much anymore. I want them for Big Bear. I want them, absolutely. But what we saw in those next, that next year and a half, 2 years with Palantir, when it received all those government contracts, what else unfolded was Palantir started to receive other companies reach out to them, other partnerships, contracts, deals. And this is really what took Palantir, with all that government money plus all this new money, and they started to show up on Wall Street and be like, hey, we just annihilated this quarterly. Hey, we went from making $300,000 a quarterly to $500,000 a quarterly. And oh, by the way, now we're about to go to 700,000, 800,000. Now we could hit $1 billion at least in this patch of revenue this year. So that's kind of what transpired with Palantir the past 2.5 years here. It's the progression in deals, companies reaching out to them. Listen, if I was looking for a company to do something for me, and I found out a certain company that I was looking for worked for the government, had multiple contracts with them, I would probably give them a call. So that is kind of what I'm hopeful for. Listen, a lot of things in the market are creatures of habit. A lot of things just kind of transpire and happen in similar fashions, okay? Every stock's unique and different the way it's doing things here, but some things happen similarly, okay? Similarly, whatever I'm trying to say here. So, friends, that is when we start to see that. Like if we wake up tomorrow and there's an article released by Big Bear saying, hey, we just received a new contract, and they may not even say how much it is. It may be like those ones we had 2 months ago where they talked about those partnerships. There was money involved, but we don't know how much. But they weren't with the United States government. So with that, Big Bear could just come out more here and say, hey, we just landed a partnership with X company. Okay, that right there is great, because what does that mean? That means that they're getting their tentacles out there in more companies. Okay, we need that. Big Bear actually doesn't have a lot of contracts with a lot of different companies, and that's a little bit of the scary part too. I know a lot of people talk about that being the negative. Absolutely, that's a negative. So, that's a negative. They have debt. That's a negative. They are paying it down, but it is a negative for big money, Wall Street, for a lot of investors. They don't like that. 2, they need more deals. But I think I said that, but I'm saying it again. They need more deals. So friends, that's Big Bear. I'm hyped, man. That great place to be with Big Bear. It's exciting. So exciting. Just so exciting to see Big Bear fight. Big Bear is fighting right now. And we may have found the new landing. $6, $7. This is great. This is great. I mean, this is investing. This is great. This is a push, what we're seeing right now, and we could be going into the next run with it. So let's talk about Palantir real fast. So Palantir has broke all-time records again, and we're at 150, okay? I don't want to pat myself on the back, but if you followed along with me here, I've been preaching that Palantir is going to 150, okay? And we did it. So if you made it to 150, congratulate yourself. You have done it, man. You made the run to 150 with Palantir. What a great feeling. What a great feeling. But I still think there's more coming here. I think a lot of us do at this point. So Palantir Q2 here, more than likely, quarterly here, the second phase here, Q2 is coming out here in about 3 weeks, I think, at this point. So that's real soon. Okay, so Palantir probably stands to really break into 150 deeper here. I would say even before quarterlies, maybe after, if they really annihilate these quarterlies, which we're kind of expecting, we could see 160. Q3, Q4, 180 to 200. I think they will end out the Q4, and obviously that will go a little bit in 2026, January, when they release that. But I think the stock could be at $200 if they keep pushing with that. If they can get closer or break into $1 billion quarterly here, it's changing everything. Everything's changing overnight. It's what is it doing? It's killing more of the bear run here. It's because it's crazy. There's still people betting against Palantir. It's crazy. Is that not the craziest thing you've ever heard? People betting against it. All the things that Palantir is involved in right now. I mean, you could not ask for, as an investor, you could not ask for a more easy way to make money off your investment. This is pure gold. I mean, you literally are holding a piece of meat in the water full of sharks. It does not get any easier to get your hand bit off at this point. Palantir is hot. It is juicy. It is running, and it's not going to stop here. Listen. What more can we say? Palantir has found itself, Big Bear has found itself in a very special place, but Palantir is, I mean, my God, you've got Alex Karp and Trump buddy right now. That relationship seems to be getting a lot better. Palantir is essentially working for the White House, not to mention all the other deals that it has collected, becoming a very popular company. And two, I think probably, I would be willing to say that Palantir, and we're starting to see this with Oracle now, and I won't go into, I feel like when I go talk about Oracle, people are like, shut up about Oracle. Much like we're seeing with Oracle right now, we may see that kind of with Palantir in 2 years. And what I mean by that comment is that, Oracle is in this spot right now where Oracle has like all of the money. I mean, that company is making so much freaking money. It is insane. They could buy 10 Palantirs. So Oracle right now obviously is what it is, but Oracle has so much money right now, they're just getting involved in all of these other things right now. They're talking about buying TikTok, for God's sakes. So, I mean, you're just watching this beast of a company just, it's stupid. I mean, it's just like, this is crazy. And this is why I started off the video saying, like, we're just seeing new things every year in the market where we're like, what? I've never seen this before. I mean, there's still people looking at an NVIDIA chart like, what the? That can't happen. I don't know, man. But, so listen, Palantir here, it's going to space. And that's why I got the little bitty spaceman up here. He's trying to hold on, man. It's a rocket straight into space. So, friends, listen, you know me. I can't say anything negative about Palantir. I just can't. I'm so sold out on what is going on with this stock. I mean, I really am. I don't. It's almost scary when I meet people that don't invest in Palantir. I go like, why? And obviously too, and I respect everybody's views and their morals and their policies, political stuff. That's fine. I know a lot of people don't want anything to do with Palantir because of everything I just mentioned. But I say what you want. I'm a cold, hard-blooded investor, and I'm ruthless. I just like the rest of you. We're in this market to make money. Listen, the market has not been kind to me, and I'm not going to be kind to the market. I'm going to take money where the market offers it. Listen, this market will chew you up and spit you out over and over. So don't be naive to that. Don't, if you hear anybody say like, well, the market, it wants you to succeed. It wants you to make it. Dude, listen, I have invested in plenty of companies that to where they just haven't moved. Haven't done it. Like, there's stocks that I used to talk about that I just don't talk about anymore because they don't move the needle on the stock price. They don't move the needle on when I'm talking about them. Listen, I can sit here and talk all day about stuff. You know me. But I would like somebody to watch the video, I guess. But with that, Palantir is in this very special place where it's making insane money. It's in a very special, particular place in time and history with the market and what the market is offering, what investors are looking for. My God, why aren't you doing it? Friends, I'm excited. I'm really excited. I just wish all of you the best of luck. Like I said, thank you so much for subscribing to Dealing with Money channel 2. I'm about to yap my gums on that channel too. And it's just, man, I'm so excited. This is such a moment in time for us. Like, it really is. I wish every investor could see that. I met with a friend yesterday who's been asking me for a year now about, should I get in the market? Should I get in the market? I'm like, dude, what are you waiting for? Like you have missed out on the V-shaped recovery. Like, I called you when this market crashed and told you, go, get in it. And you were like, oh man, listen, friends, if you're in the market, you are ahead of the curve than most people. All we can do with friends and family that ask us about this market is lead them to the well. That's all we can do. But listen, like I said, if you're in the market, you're making right moves, you're doing the right things. You're so far ahead of the curve right now with, probably you're that one person out of 100 people in the room who are saying, I invest, I do this. This is what I do. This is how I make my extra money. This is how I solidify I have retirement, a good future for me, my children, my family, my wife, my husband, my son, my daughter, whatever it be, my dog, Pluto, whatever it is. It's a remarkable time to be a part of this market. I can't even fathom what we're looking at next year with some of these stocks. I just, like I said when I started the video, we are in times right now where people are going to become filthy rich in a small amount of time off of markets going places we have never seen before, companies moving at such a high rate we've never seen. Look at the time rate on Palantir. 2.5 years ago, you could have bought this stock that if you talked about it on YouTube, people were making fun of us for talking about it. I mean, I get made fun of for talking about it. 4 weeks ago, I was getting made fun of for talking about Big Bear. I still do every now and then. Obviously, there's those people, but look at where Palantir's at. I mean, look at this investment. And there's plenty of things to say about Palantir, why it's moving up. Yeah, there's a lot of FOMO wrapped up in it. Okay, it's part of the price. Friends, I gotta go. I gotta make dinner for the kiddos. I will talk to you soon. Good luck to everyone tomorrow. Let's go. Let's do this.